Let us continue from where we left off. So we have this trigonometric identity, so they want us to prove. So it can look complicated, but it's very simple, so I'm going to break it down for you. So the first step that we're going to do, we have to pick the most complex identity. So I can see that my most complex is this one here, so I'll pick that. So from there, let us break it down into parts. I'll break it down into parts. So our first step, what we're going to do, let me multiply this with everything here. So we multiply brackets to brackets, which is very simple. I'm going to say sine multiplied by tan is simply sine x multiplied by tan x, plus sine multiplied by cot is simply cot sine x, right? So let me try to simplify this. So from reciprocal trigonometry, I thought that tan is simply sine x over cos. If you remember, if you haven't watched the video, go back to the video, you understand this. Plus, under reciprocal trigonometry, we said that cot is simply cos over sine x, right? Multiplied by sine. Multiplied by sine x, right? So from there, let us simplify this work. Let us simplify before we tackle the cos part. So let us simplify this part. So how are we going to simplify? So when we multiply sine by sine is simply sine squared x over cos x, right? When we multiply, when we look at this is just this and this will cancel, right? We're going to remain with plus cos. I'm going to say over 1, right? Bring it down. So I'll make my cos as my denominator, right? So I'll simply say cos into cos is 1. 1 multiplied by sine squared is simply sine squared x. 1 into cos is cos. Cos multiplied by that is simply cos squared x, right? So we can simplify this furthermore. We can simplify this. This is very simple. So how do you simplify this? I can see that this is also an identity, or this one is also an identity, right? So I can pick between the two, which one I'll simplify. So under Pythagorean trigonometry, I thought, or we said that sine of cos x plus sine, we said that sine squared x is simply equals to 1. You remember, this is the same identity here that we see. So we just replace that identity with what? With 1. So it's simply going to be 1 over cos. Under reciprocal, we said 1 over cos is simply what? 1 over cos is simply sec x. So we have found our first part of this expression, which is that one there, right? Let us continue. That was our part 1. We continue with our part 2. Let's multiply cos multiplied with tan, cos multiplied with cot, right? So let us do that. Cos multiplied with tan is simply cos x multiplied with tan x, plus cos multiplied with what? Cot, right? Let us simplify this by reciprocal trigonometry, which is simply sine x over cos x plus what? Cos multiplied by cos over what? Sine. this and this will cancel. I'm going to remain with sine x plus cos. Cos multiplied by cos is simply cos squared over sine x. Let us try to simplify this. I'll make sine my denominator here. So it's simply sine x. 1 into sine is simply sine. Sine multiplied by sine is simply sine squared x, right? Sine into sine is 1. 1 multiplied by cos is simply cos squared x. This is still what? An identity. I can see that this is an identity under Pythagorean. If you haven't watched my Pythagorean, I advise you to go and watch it so that you understand these steps. So this is simply 1. So I'm going to say 1 over sine. Under reciprocal, we said that 1 over sine is simply cosec, right? So we can just add the two together to form our equation, the sine with our cosec. The first answer we found and the second answer we found. So our final answer will simply be sec x plus cosec x. We have proved, which is a very simple way, we have proved that this is equals to that. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, please be free to ask.